Okay, so today we have Morrissey and Christian Dior. I guess is how you might say that. I know it's French. Anyway, this is an unofficial video. I thought, why not do this one just for something to watch? And I know this was a B-side. It was also on the compilation album of Swords. And but people say it's a great song and it's underrated. So I'm intrigued. I'm also kind of losing my voice. But we're going to get through this, talk about it after. Less than 4 minutes. Let's go. And turn it up. Violin action.
Christian Dior, you wasted your life on aroma and clothes, fabric and dyes. Christian Dior, you wasted your life on grandeur and style and making the poor rich smile. You could have run wild on the back streets of Lyon or Marseille, reckless and legless and stoned, impregnating women or kissing mad street boys from Napoli who couldn't even write their own name. Christian Dior, you wasted your life sensually stroking the weave of a sleeve. You could have run wild on the back streets of Lyon or Marseille, reckless and legless and stoned, impregnating women or kissing mad street boys from Napoli who couldn't even spell their own name. Christian Dior, Christian Dior. When you look at me, failure is all that you see. I discipline my days just like Christian Dior. I could have run loudly and proudly, all forcible entry and morally bankrupt and never non-violent and drawn to what scares me and scared of what bores me. Years alone will never be returned. Christian Dior. Lion-eyed maverick, oh, design if you can, oh, the way to just be a man, oh, to just be a man, oh, Christian Dior, Christian Dior, Christian Dior.
Fade out of that keyboard or piano, whatever. All right, so Morrissey and Christian Dior. My God, okay. So like I said, people are talking about how gorgeous this song is and underrated it is. And yeah, I have to agree from the get-go. I mean, my God, I guess I got to say, I guess because the end just happened. Morrissey's voice here, I mean, I felt like he was showing off his vocal chops. Again, this was recorded around like 2004, 2005, the mid-2000s anyway. And it just, so Morrissey, I guess, was around 40 years old or whatever it was at this point. I want to say maybe 45. Anyway, and just there was a youthfulness to his voice though. And again, I know you get older and all that stuff, so that kind of goes away. But here, he just sounded so good. He sounds so clear, so strong, so such a soaring voice. And at the same time though, he sang with grace. He sang with almost regret for Christian Dior, which I guess we'll get into when we talk about the lyrics soon. But but yeah, and it seems to be self-deprecating in a way. And it seems, again, he seems to maybe see himself in Christian Dior in a way too, I guess, if you want to talk about that again with the lyrics, I guess now. But yeah, I just really enjoyed his sound, his vocals here, the flow of the song, the drama of everything. I like how it started off with I want to say a violin. I'm looking at the personnel here on Passions Just Like Mine, but I don't see a violin. But that's what it sounded like. Some kind of stringed instrument, some kind of strings around the track with that opening with the keyboard as it's put here. But again, maybe a piano, maybe a keyboard. What's the difference? I don't know. Anyway, but I love that. And just the tingling to get off to start off the track. Very moody. But again, Morrissey sang without a swagger, and I thought the song might just, sound like the intro did through the whole thing. But about 20 seconds in, we get a little bit more of a dramatic feel to it, a little bit more punchy, and I really like that. And yeah, and then again, Morrissey just again showed off his swagger and his vocal chops through the whole thing. And and I guess I'll read the personnel before I get into more stuff. So Boz Borer on guitar here, Alan White on guitar, and I do believe Boz had a songwriting credit on this track too. But anyway, Alan White on guitar, and I do want to mention, somebody mentioned last week in the comments that because of the LA fires, that wildfires, that Alan White lost his house. And I mean, I didn't really even think about that. I know a lot of musicians, I know a lot of celebrities too. I mean, a lot of people lost their house and in the LA wildfires. I mean, my God. But yeah, so Alan White, of course, I listen to him basically every week. So I mean, my heart goes out to Alan, of course. Hopefully they can, I guess, rebuild, or hopefully they're okay wherever they are, and things will get better from here. I mean, I'm losing your house. I mean, I can't imagine. But anyway, yeah, Alan White, so there you go on guitar here. Jesse Tobias also on guitar, Gary Day on bass, Matt Chamberlain on drums, and Michael Farrell, as it says here, is on keyboards. So again, just the dramatic feel from the get-go, and just it sets the tone. But then I love, again, how kind of funny and morbidly funny Morrissey is being here. And I don't know if, again, I've read up a bit about Christian Dior when I came into this. Of course, I know about the name brand. I know it's a luxurious, thing that luxurious thing. Creates aromas and clothes, and, it's very much about fashion. And again, it's for the rich people, which he does have a line about that in the song. But I didn't know too much about the man, but from what I see, he was quite the character. His life was kind of hectic, especially at the end. And as well, he was, I looked it up too, because Morrissey talked about at one point, talking about impregnating women, and talking about boys who can't even write their own name. So I did find out as well that I'm sure many people already know that Christian was a closeted gay man. Again, it was the 50s here, at least when he died in 1957. I guess that was, the societal pressures at the time, kind of, he had to keep that secret, I guess, anyway. But and at the same time, I know he was very much into fashion. He seemed, even in the video, you could see him, with the women and doing all the stuff with the clothes. I mean, my God. But from quotes as well, he was very much into that stuff. He was very opinionated. He was very stern. And I can only imagine what he would have thought if he ever heard this song. But yeah, anyway, soaring vocals, beautiful vocals, gorgeous song. Again, love the flow, love the drama. I loved mostly everything about it. I mean, my God. And again, it's just a punchy song with a lot of swagger, and a lot of some questions come to mind too with these lyrics, because some very poignant lines and some funny lines. And let me just get into it, because I'm intrigued as hell. So Christian Dior, we start off with the first line there. I mean, it says automatically who we're talking about. No ifs, ands, or buts of who we're talking about. You wasted your life on aroma and clothes, fabric and dyes. And again, he was born in 1905, Christian was. So he would have been like 100 if you ever heard the song when he was alive. Morrissey wasn't even born when he died. But anyway, Morrissey obviously still has an opinion about him. And just talking about if he was alive and he heard this, he would think, well, hold the phone. My whole life was basically aroma, clothes, fabric, and dyes, and you're saying all that was nothing, and I wasted my life. What the hell? So anyway, then we go on to the next part. Christian Dior. You wasted your life on grandeur and style, making the poor rich smile. And again, I love that line. I love the word choice, I guess, there, the word play, if you want to say, of the poor rich. Those poor rich. They'll get it one day. They're rich. But yeah, you made them smile with your clothes, with your fabrics and your aromas. Again, of course, Christian Dior products it's not for the poor, not for poor people. You gotta have some money. You gotta be a little bit wealthy there. And I guess I'll say this now. Is Morrissey talking about authenticity? Is he talking about fulfillment here? Because it does seem when he goes on later on, I guess I'll talk about this now too. Does Morrissey almost see a bit of himself in Christian? Again, Christian talked about being he didn't talk about, but Christian was a closeted gay man. Does that resonate with Morrissey at all? I don't know, just these things he does see in himself and Christian anyway. Does he see anything like that? Can he, is he talking from this point of view again because he sees a bit of himself? He has the right to talk about him in this way because again, he can relate a little bit to the man. So anyway, so that comes to mind too. A lot of questions here. I mean, my goodness, leave your comments down below, whatever you want to talk about with Christian. Because again, I'm not a Christian Dior aficionado. I know about the products, but not much about the man. Anyway, and I do want to mention too, I didn't mention, but he died, I guess, of a heart attack while playing a card game. And also did see, there was a rumor, and it's probably been debunked, but I mean, these rumors get out there, that he died while having sex or even after sex. And, he's 52 years old. He probably needed to take care of himself. I don't know, from what I've read. And so, yeah, was Morrissey that he kind of find that funny? I don't know, again, if he ever even heard that rumor. But either way, he'd have a heart attack either way. But let's continue on. So many things come to mind that I just want to blab on about. You could have run wild on the back streets of Lyon or Marseille, I want to say. Of course, places in France. I've heard of Lyon, but not the other one. Reckless and legless and stoned. What a line that is. A wild line, my God. And then we go on. Impregnating women or kissing mad street boys from Napoli who couldn't even write their own name. Again, it seems like, yeah, these would be young boys, I guess, can't even write their own name. Or maybe they just have difficulty with that or with writing. I don't know. But of course, again, talk about, of course, it was documented that, I guess, Christian was with some boys and, again, kept that private, I guess. But I guess Morrissey almost seems like he would have more respect for Christian if he did that, if he lived authentically like that, if he went around, running wild, impregnating women and kissing young boys and all this stuff, because that was the real Christian in Morrissey's eyes, perhaps, anyway. But again, it just seems like he was trying to live up to his reputation, trying to live up to his wealth, because of that's how he was known. He was never his authentic self, and Morrissey knows this. Anyway, that comes to mind too. Just all talking about how, on the inside, Christian was hollow, and what he was living was a lie. It was just a waste. He wasn't actually himself. My goodness. Then we go on. Christian Dior, you wasted your life sensually stroking the weaves of a sleeve. And I mean, again, from the video, he was, having fun with the sleeves there. Everything had to be perfect. He seemed to be a perfectionist, just again from the video. Those are the vibes that I got. But now, I thought, that has to be a double entendre. Sensually stroking. I mean, hello. You can't do that to a sleeve, but you can do that to another body part as well. And I guess, he might have, during his lifetime a few times. You could have run wild on the back streets of Lyon or Marseille. I can't say that. But anyway, that comes in again. And why not? Morrissey delivers it perfectly. And then, oh, Christian Dior. Oh, Christian Dior. Again, there seems to be, Morrissey is regretful on Christian's behalf for the life he lived. and I don't know. It just makes me kind of chuckle. And then we go on. When you look at me, failure is all that you see. I discipline my days just like Christian Dior. And again, is Morrissey saying, and that doesn't, Morrissey is self-deprecating, so it seems like maybe in his mind, in other people's eyes, they would see him as a failure. I mean, at least in songs, maybe not for real. I don't know. He knows that some people might see him as, oh, yeah, he's successful in a way through music. But yeah, so it's just, I don't know. I just really like how he brings that into play. And is he also talking about, because Christian knows that Morrissey is also a failure in a way, because Christian knows himself that he's a failure. He never actually, was authentic to himself, so he's a failure at that. Again, overthinking things perhaps, but since Morrissey, disciplines himself after Christian Dior, he knows that he's a failure because he knows that he's not living authentically either. Then we go on. I could have run loudly. Now I could have run loudly and proudly, or forcible entry, morally bankrupt and never non-violent, and drawn to what scares me and scared of what bores me. Years alone will never be returned. And again, it seems like this, I could have been like you. And I guess he's describing what he thinks of Christian here. Again, I didn't know this was going to be like a tribute or what, because I reacted to basically a tribute song he did last week, or that I did last week, about the Munich airplane disaster crash, which involved the Manchester United team in 1958 or 59. I can't remember now. So I was thinking, is this another tribute? But I would say no. My goodness, because it's like, is he being funny here or is he serious? I think it might be a bit of both. But then we go on to the last part. Christian Dior, Leonese Maverick, design if you can, the way to just be a man, to just be a man. Again, you designed all these clothes, you again kept up your reputation, you hid some things about your actual life, your private life, whatever. You never lived your actual fulfillment, whatever. You never reached your actual fulfillment. But only if you could have designed a life where you could have just been a normal man, just could have been yourself. Anyway, that's what I get from that last part anyway. So again, very an intriguing song, very it raises a lot of questions, makes you think, and there's a word I want to say, but makes you think. I guess that's good enough. So anyway, I guess that's all I got to say. So my goodness gracious. Again, this song, gorgeous. And the lyrics really just, got me, I guess. And that's why I really went over them, I guess, a lot here. But anyway, that's all. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all the support. And coming back for another Morrissey Friday. And I'll talk to you guys again soon.